Hello and welcome back to Ask Floh, our series on cyber hygiene for the workplace. So this next question comes from Mike in Washington, and he's saying, my company makes me change my password every 30 days. Why do they make me do this even if we haven't been breached or anything like that? So lots of things in this question. This is personally a pet peeve of mine. I have suffered under many a password change policy. They're really annoying. And I generally think that things that are really annoying are pretty bad for security, because one of the things that you want to do is make people kind of like and be naturally drawn to best practices. So that's the first thing I have to say, which is a bit meta perhaps. The second thing is a bit of an assumption embedded in the question, which is Mike is saying we haven't been breached. And so that's actually kind of a tricky thing, because a lot of times businesses or even individuals are breached and they don't even know it. So it's actually good to have policies that sort of assume that you've been breached. So on that front, that's something to always keep in mind. That said, I think that the password reuse idea, which is that if you change your passwords, if your users change their passwords, then if passwords are breached, the attackers won't be able to use the existing the passwords that were leaked or breached or whatever, because they will have been changed by this policy. That is actually pretty debunked, and there's actually a really good paper on this that we will share. The reason, in brief, is that when people are forced to change their password, let's say their password was Sunshine, which by the way is a bad password, don't use it. If every month or whatever they're forced to change their password, what's going to happen is that the next password is going to be Sunshine 1, and then Sunshine 2, and then Sunshine 3, and you probably know that that's true because you've probably done it. And so this kind of systematic way of changing a password is actually really easy for password cracking tools to adapt to. In fact, this is pretty much built into most of them, trying some variations of something that they've already found or variations of the same thing. So this actually does not work very well in practice, even though the idea is maybe not a terrible one. So in general, I would advise Mike, talk to your security director, maybe show some research, and maybe try to push your company towards a policy that's more about the quality of a password, which can be measured in a number of different ways, and there are many tools available for that. But one of the biggest things there is simply the length of the password. So that's a much better idea, and password change policies, unfortunately, aren't great, and they also cause a great deal of frustration. All right, I hope that was helpful. See you next time.